Hi again. Oh God, finger in the way of the screen. That's not gone well. Hi again, folks. So yeah, the video 2 years ago. I mean, since the moment I did the video of the pericarditis, the experience of a fitness fanatic, I've always wanted to do an update and a catch-up video, and I've tried to keep on top of the comments, but sometimes life just passes you by. But I guess fortunately, unfortunately, um, it's been a bit of a strange couple of months, really. Um, in the sense of I've learned a lot of lessons. That's the fortunate part, but the unfortunate part is about 3-4 weeks ago I got diagnosed with pericarditis again. Only a small sort of minor relapse of it. And I've just been feeling pretty crap, to be honest with you. Just from the moment it happened 2 years ago, the first 6 weeks were pretty rough. Like, I felt as if I was just being squashed by a truck. Weren't until the February time where I started to feel a little bit better. Then it took a good 6 months after. So what, I was diagnosed in December of 2021. And then it was like the March, February time when I started to feel better. But even then, as I said in the last video, it still was sort of, I could feel little bits and it just didn't feel right. And I'd go back to the hospital and to the doctors, and they just kept saying that it was sort of in my head and it was an anxious thing. And then one doctor even told me that I didn't even have pericarditis the first time. And then in about the September of 2022, I had some went to counselling and had some therapy, because I was like, well, if this is in my head, then I do need to figure it out. And then gradually the chest pain after that, I could always tell there was something not right, but it did start to diminish a lot in about the June, July of 2022. I went to counselling from September 2022 onwards. And then maybe a couple of times a month, I'd just feel a bit of a tightness, a bit of a squeeze in my chest. And I just didn't think anything of it. I knew deep down that something wasn't right, but it was just a hopeful of like, oh, if I keep going, if I keep exercising, if I like, not too extreme, but if I just keep going, the things will get better. And they did. Like, there was a long period of time where I just didn't, like, I got to be normal again. I got to just feel as if I had felt before it all happened the first time. And then, I mean, I'm going to go into far more detail in other videos and stuff and paint a proper timeline and a proper picture. Just wanted to do a bit of a catch-up video, really, because from all this happening and then from me finishing my degree, so I'm now qualified physiotherapist, I do a little bit of lecturing as well. But in that time, I felt that I was just left and forgotten about and just told to figure it out on my own. And even on Google searches and stuff, you'd search for pericarditis stuff and there was just nothing. There was just nothing online, and it was just like trying to figure it out on your own. The doctors and that just wouldn't take it serious. They were like, well, all your tests are fine, so all your blood tests are fine, and they wouldn't send me for another echocardiogram. And then even if they did, it would be waiting about 9-10 months to actually get anywhere in the current political state that we're in the UK. So then, sorry, I can't even, I'm just doing this off the cuff, so I can't even remember what I was actually talking about. So anyway, I felt like I was getting forgotten about. And from where I'm from, in the Black Country in the UK, I've seen it happen so many times in terms of people just getting forgotten by the system not caring about us and just letting people just crash and burn when people are seriously impacted by health inequalities and their upbringing and all these factors that often we don't have a lot of control over, yet impact us on such a big basis. And it takes people who are supposed to be there to look out for us, the government, the services, blah blah blah, to help. But unfortunately, they're not there anymore, and they haven't been there for a long time, and they've destroyed or there's been a destruction of individual communities over many, 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 many years. And that's just like that's me brushing over a huge topic, a political topic that I'm sure I'll go into at some point on this channel. But all these different circumstances and experience led me to think, well, actually, if we don't start taking care of each other as a community, no one else is. And until we start standing up for ourselves, and no one else is going to care. So that's where Health Valued came from, which obviously originally this channel was called Life's a Pitch, because it was a bit of a funny sort of quote from an old college t-shirt that I had. But Health Valued, empowering the community, is something I'm really passionate about, and I think it starts with my own story. So in September of this year, I was re-diagnosed with a small, acute, minor recurrence of pericarditis, and I was like, now it's time to get my experiences out there, to try and build a community of people that we can help each other, because I've felt so frustrated and so down and so alone, even though I've got a great support network and great family and great friends, blah blah blah. I just think anyone who's had, and this is not just limited to pericarditis, this is anyone with any sort of chronic illness, chronic condition, any condition that you were normally sort of just a normal person going through your normal life, and you never thought that anything like this could happen to you, and then it comes and just slaps you in the face, and you're like, where the hell and what the hell do you do? So that's where Health Valued, I want to come in, and want it to come in and be able to provide that support network and just give people that awareness and create that community for people of similar experiences to share them, and to just give people hope that they're not alone, because that's all I have been feeling like for the past 4 weeks, getting pericarditis again, and I'm waiting to go through more investigations and tests. But I mean, I'm 27, almost 28, fit, athletic. Well, I was before this sort of thing. I mean, I did 3 half marathons in 3 days, literally back to back. I did 160 miles in a month, sort of before any of this stuff, and before COVID and vaccinations, blah blah blah. Fit, healthy, always have been, good VO2 max score, good level of fitness, just a try to be kind, caring person. And these sort of things just deflate you and just make you feel like crap. So there's a comeback story to this, and at least if it's documented, it might give someone who was in a similar position to me, or other people, whoever's watching this, where you've had some sort of condition where you have lost hope, that actually there is hope and that we are going to get through it. So this is just a small update. And yeah, let's just see where this goes, what ride this takes us on. But I've been Ollie, and this is Health Valued, and this is my story.